Good evening, you're now watching TVS Nightline. I'm Muhammad Yusuf, and let's start with our top story. The state government has allocated a total of 3.15 million ringgit for a youth empowerment program called Jelajah Belia Sarawak throughout the state. It will emphasize on three main components, which will focus on producing youth that are capable of excelling in various industries.
Yang penting ialah kualiti belia. Kalau belia berkualiti dannya ada semangat sukarelawan dan nak membantu orang, insya-Allah. Nak kata Kagim tadi, kalau nak melihat masa depan negeri, lihatlah kualiti belianya hari itu. Kalaulah kualiti belia Satok dan seluruh Sarawak kedatuk, maka majulah negeri Sarawak masa depan. Sebab ya kita mesti ada wawasan. Kini tu saya melancarkan wawasan gelombang kedua pembangunan negeri Sarawak, iaitu berteraskan kepada digital economy.
Abang Johari said so during the launching ceremony of the 19th series of Jelajah Belia Sarawak for the Satok constituency. For the record, the program will be spearheaded by Ministry of Youth and Sports Sarawak and will focus on aspects such as leadership, volunteerism, career and the physical fitness of the youth in Sarawak.
Kita tidak mahu mengamanahkan negeri kita ini kepada golongan yang mungkin tidak dapat membawa negeri kita kepada peringkat yang lebih tinggi lagi di masa akan datang. Satu hari nanti apabila sudah tiba masanya, golongan belia akan mengambil alih negeri dan juga negara. Dan harapan kita adalah untuk melihat belia yang sedia ada pada masa ini adalah belia yang jati diri, mempunyai keupayaan untuk meneruskan kesinambungan apa yang ada pada hari ini.
The Jelajah Belia Sarawak has been implemented since 2019, and so far, a total of 18 series have been implemented out of 40 series, which involves 18,700 youth.
The community in SERIAN can now enjoy a better service delivery as the SERIAN Administrative Complex has just been officially launched today. The new administrative center in SERIAN is not only pleasing to the eyes, but also a lot more comfortable and houses government agencies under one roof. Chief Minister Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg said the exquisite building is modelled after the Baruk, an iconic traditional Bidayuh structure and costing 200 million ringgit.
Ini menjadi nanti kepada pembangunan bukan saja untuk masa kini, not only for the present, but also for the future. Because time to time it changes, as you know, keadaan zaman. Tapi saya yakin dia memberi semangat, spirit dan budaya community.
Abang Johari made the statement at the launch of SERIAN Division Sarawak Government Administrative Complex today. The administrative complex started operating on 31st July 2021 and housed 11 government departments and agencies. He was confident that the conference center will be a place for, among others, the intellectuals from Bidayuh community to interact and have forum on matters regarding the community as well as SERIAN.
Now, at the same event, Gabungan Parti Sarawak GPS Chairman Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg said they have identified a new face to replace the Bedu incumbent, Datuk Amar Michael Manyin Jawong, in the upcoming 12th state election.
However, Abang Johari remained tight-lipped about the candidate's identity, telling reporters that it will only be revealed during nomination day on December 6. Previously, on November 23rd, Manyin announced that he would not be defending Bedu's seat in the upcoming state election. A veteran Bidayuh leader in politics, Abang Johari thanked the state's Minister of Education, Science and Technological Research for his contributions and respected his decision to retire from politics.
Now, the Chief Minister Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg today paid a visit to the 5 families whose home were razed in Kampung Nombor 6 here yesterday. His visit brought relief to the victims when he not only handed over financial aid but promises to help rebuild their home.
Kita akan membantu keluarga dan bersifat halus. Jadi apa yang kita laksanakan, kita akan berhubung dengan pihak keluarga dengan kontraktornya untuk kita bangun semula. Rumahnya kita bangun semula. Dengan foundation yang masih kuat. Dan kita akan minta tidak mula design.
Yesterday, the residence of the famous Cucuk Kampung Nombor 6 was razed to the ground in what was believed to have been caused by faulty electrical works. The affected families are temporarily living in their neighbor's home. The government of Sarawak, under the leadership of Gabungan Parti Sarawak GPS, will continue to fight for the rights of its people, equipped with a clear direction. According to Deputy Chief Minister Dato' Amar Awang Tengah Ali Hassan, Sarawak was predicted to be bankrupt by certain parties but successfully destroyed the claim by doubling the state's income and revenue.
Tapi kerajaan GPS yang amat berhormat Ketua Menteri berusaha bagaimana untuk menambah pendapatan negeri supaya kita dapat melaksanakan projek-projek demi untuk rakyat. Dan salah satu daripada langkah yang diambil dan melalui pelaksanaan cukai jualan on petroleum product, kita telah dapat pendapatan tambahan, extra income from this sales tax. Dalam tempoh 3 tahun ini, kita telah pun berjaya meningkatkan pendapatan kita melalui sales tax on petroleum product 7 bilion. Ini adalah usaha yang amat berhormat Ketua Menteri kita, bukan usaha orang lain.
Adding to that, he said Sarawak is the only state that has successfully reflected the quality of a stable state in terms of government and political administration.
Tidak ada pilihan lain bagi kita, melainkan kita harus bersatu di bawah gagasan Gabungan Parti Sarawak GPS. Dan kita mau yang amat berhormat Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Jo kita akan terus menjadi Ketua Menteri kita untuk membela kita. Saya berharap kita tiba masa election sudah ditetapkan oleh SPR. Kita ketepikan soal yang remeh-temeh, tapi kita harus bersatu. Yang negeri Sarawak ini akan terus diperintah oleh orang kita, parti kita yang mempunyai gagasan, yang mempunyai pengalaman dan memperkukuhkan kerajaan GPS.
Awang Tengah said that in Sarawak, no one is left behind despite the differences in religions and races. He believes that this is the result of cooperation between GPS leaders in order to provide a better future for the people in Sarawak.
Now, the Gabungan Parti Sarawak GPS government has many more development plans and programs in the pipeline for areas under the Highland Development Agency HDA in the hinterland. Deputy Chief Minister Dato' Amar Douglas Ugah said the state government has allocated 1.5 billion ringgit to the agency for the purpose. Ugah said that to date, Telang Usan had received some 750 million ringgit worth of development projects, adding that under a steady and stable government like GPS, all proposed programs and plans could be implemented smoothly. He added during the COVID-19 pandemic, the government had done much in safeguarding the people, and for this reason, he called upon voters in the Telang Usan constituency to give their support to its incumbent Dennis Ngau, who has been renominated to defend the seat in the HDA area. The Minister of Agriculture, Modernization, Native Land and Regional Development also said a vote for Dennis is a vote for the Chief Minister Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, noting that the Chief Minister has shown himself to be a leader of all races in the state. Ugas said under Abang Jo, Sarawak had remained politically stable and united, and each agency had been allocated a sum of 1.5 billion ringgit to carry out its socio-economic and infrastructure development activities. Meanwhile, Parti Pribumi Bersatu Malaysia's President Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin today announced that the party will not contest in the Sarawak state election next month. Muhyiddin, who is also Perikatan Nasional chairman, said Bersatu decided on this following a meeting with Gabungan Parti Sarawak GPS chairman Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg.
Muhyiddin told the press that the decision was made to ensure that GPS, under the leadership of Abang Johari, can win in the upcoming election and continue to be the government of Sarawak. Muhyiddin also said Bersatu chose to stay out of the contest because it believed GPS had the ability to win and that GPS had supported the PN-led federal government when he was the Prime Minister. However, he said Abang Johari indicated that he might consider having GPS-friendly parties like PN to fight alongside GPS in the 15th general election. On the resignation of Bersatu Vice President Datuk Muhammad Rafiq Noiza Muhyiddin as Melaka PN Chairman and Melaka Bersatu Chief, Muhyiddin said his successor would be named soon. Muhyiddin, who is the Member of Parliament Pagoh, said it was honourable of Muhammad Rafiq to step down and allow the state party leadership to be reshuffled after the Melaka state election.
Kecemasan, boleh saya bantu?
Hello, there's been a motorcycle accident here. Maybe an elephant ran it over?
Sir, there is fire accident at the address number 5 Jalan Tembika Shah Alam.
PGO from FRT Shah Alam, there was no fire accident here, over.
MERS 999. Use it wisely.
Healthy eating doesn't have to be overly complicated. Ministry of Health Malaysia has developed a guideline called Malaysian Healthy Plate with the concept suku-suku separuh or quarter half. It is created for easier visualization in balanced meal planning. The first quarter is for carbohydrates. Food like potatoes, bread, rice and pasta are the main source of energy. The second quarter is for protein. Other than lean meat, eggs and seafood, chickpea and tofu are also high in protein. Vegetables and fruits are great sources of minerals, vitamins and fiber. Therefore, it is recommended to take as much as half of the plate. To complete a meal, take a glass of plain water, milk or non-sugary drinks. A healthy diet can make a significant difference in the way we think, look and feel. Our health is our greatest wealth. Let's start practicing suku-suku separuh. For more information about having a healthy diet, please visit http:/nutrition.moh.gov.my.
Asajaya sebenarnya pernah dikenali sebagai Nonok pada masa lalu. Sektor ekonomi utama merupakan pertanian sehingga menjadikannya salah satu taman kekal pengeluaran makanan. Kawasan ini mempunyai lebih kurang 34,000 orang penduduk. 83% penduduknya merupakan kaum Melayu, manakala 9% kaum Iban dan selebihnya kaum Bidayuh, Cina dan lain-lain. Asajaya sememangnya mempunyai tarikan tersendiri seperti pesta ambal, iaitu sejenis makanan laut terkenal yang boleh menjadi produk ikon yang menarik orang luar untuk berkunjung ke daerah ini. Kerajaan Sarawak meluluskan peruntukan sebanyak 28 juta ringgit untuk membangunkan pasar baru dan tebingan Kampung Tambirat sebagai pusat sehenti bagi orang ramai untuk mendapatkan barangan keperluan sambil beriadah.
Welcome back. Now, Chief Minister and Gabungan Parti Sarawak GPS Chairman Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg has officially announced the candidates for the seats N5 Demak Laut and N6 Tupong. Its respective incumbents, Hazlan Abang Hipni and Fazruddin Abdul Rahman, will be defending the said seats. Earlier this week, Abang Johari have also announced the Batu Kawah incumbent, Datuk Sri Sim Koi Hian, to defend the seat, followed by Datuk Rosie Yunus for Bekenu, Lambir, Ripin Lamat, Piasau Datuk Sebastian Ting, Senadin Datuk Lee Kim Shin, Marudi Datuk Penguang Manggil, Mulu Datuk Jerawat Jala, and Kabong Muhammad Chikadir, to name a few, will be contesting in the upcoming 12th state elections. He has also hinted that the GPS candidate list will be fully revealed 2 days before nomination day, December 6. Now, if you are an owner of an electric vehicle or EV, Kuching has found its exclusive charging station located at SRS Automobile. The station is equipped with 60 kilowatt direct charging or DC chargers, which enables a fast charging for EVs and able to replenish 80% power within 30 minutes.
The charging station is located at the SRS Automobile showroom located at Jalan P. Ramlee. The company believes that by having an EV charging station in Kuching, it will drive more consumers to transition from an internal combustion engine ICE vehicle to an EV. Present during the launching ceremony was the Assistant Minister of International Trade and Industry, Dato' Mohammad Naruddin Majais. At the same time, SRS Automobile have brought the first Tesla Model 3 into Sarawak, which can be driven for a total of 560 kilometers within one complete charging cycle.
On to the next development. COVID-19 cases in Sarawak continue to record a downward trend, with only 137 new infections reported on Saturday. The Sarawak State Disaster Management Committee, SDMC, in a statement said, out of the total number, 135 cases were under categories 1 and 2, while only 2 cases were under categories 3, 4, and 5. The SDMC added the overall cases of COVID-19 in Sarawak now stands at 250,366. Kuching recorded 45 daily cases, followed by Miri with 16 and Lawas 14 cases. Other districts recorded below 10 cases. Meanwhile, 2 new fatalities were recorded involving individuals aged between 45 and 78 years old. Both deaths were recorded in Kuching, with one of the cases suffering from Parkinson's disease, while the other case required daily assistance. Meanwhile, the SDMC confirmed that the new Omicron or B.1.1.529 COVID-19 variant has not been detected in Sarawak. In the meantime, the committee said that University Malaysia Sarawak, UNIMAS, and the Clinical Research Centre CRC Cebu laboratories will continue to conduct genomic surveillance in Sarawak as a measure for new variant early detection among local communities. As such, the committee urged Sarawakians not to panic with the new variant notification. Now, airline companies in the country need to immediately lower their airfares without having to involve excessive government intervention. The call was made by Transport Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Wee Ka Siong through a post on his Facebook page today, describing the current airfares as a burden to Sarawakian consumers. He said the government is aware of the public concerns and feedback regarding expensive airfares ahead of the upcoming holiday season this year and early 2022. We said the Ministry of Transport MOT had held meetings with Malaysia Airlines, AirAsia and Malindo on the immediate need to reduce airfares and enabling travels during the year-end period. He added that Malaysia Airlines had agreed to increase flight frequency to Sarawak in December, which should result in reduction of fares to the state. He further said the Malaysia Aviation Commission, MAVCOM, and Civil Aviation Authority of Malaysia, CAAM, are also prepared to approve more flights frequencies. However, we reminded industry players to refrain from hiking airfares to address wide public perception that this is being done by airlines to recoup losses due to the pandemic. He said MOT had also written to the Sarawak Minister of Transport, Datuk Lee Kim Shin, to request that the state government returns the power to decide and regulate on air passenger service frequencies to the Malaysian Aviation Commission, MAVCOM. Right. Airline companies need to come to a compromise to resolve the issue of high ticket prices to Sabah and Sarawak, especially during the year-end holidays, festive seasons, and the impending 12th Sarawak state election. Minister in the Prime Minister's Department, Parliament and Law, Datuk Seri Dr. Wan Junaidi Tuanku Jaafar said the government understands the constraints faced by airlines due to the COVID-19 pandemic that has affected their operations and profitability. He said the government will never interfere with airlines by setting ceiling prices. Meanwhile, AirAsia announced in a statement today that it had received the official approval from the Sarawak Ministry of Transport, or MOTS, and the Sarawak State Disaster Management Committee, SDMC, on Saturday for an additional 42 weekly flights from Peninsular Malaysia and Sabah to Sarawak for a limited period from December 11, 2021 until December 5, 2022. According to AirAsia, this would reduce ticket prices for Kuala Lumpur to Kuching from around 1,000 ringgit to 200 ringgit one way, and the tickets have almost been sold out as soon as they were made available. The Election Commission has set December 6 as the nomination day for the Sarawak state elections, with polling day falling on December 18. Early voting will be held on December 14. Now, AirAsia has received confirmation from the Ministry of Transport Sarawak, MOTS, and the Sarawak State Disaster Management Committee, SDMC, for an additional 42 weekly flights from Peninsular Malaysia and Sabah into the state for a limited period of December 4, 2021 until January 5, 2022. This has brought the fares down from around 1,000 ringgit one way to below 200 ringgit for a Kuala Lumpur to Kuching flight.
In a statement, AirAsia also clarified its position in regards to the views and concerns expressed on social media that the airline is charging high fares for flights between Peninsular Malaysia and Sarawak for the upcoming Christmas and holiday season that coincides with the state election scheduled for December 18, 2021. The airline has been continuously engaging the MOTS and submitted applications to permanently increase its scheduled flight frequencies from Peninsular Malaysia and Sabah into Sarawak on several occasions since early this year, including the latest request submitted last week, which included the operation of extra flights for the upcoming holiday season, Christmas and Chinese New Year.
Sarawak will be given priority under the National Digital Network or Jendela Plan and Malaysia Digital Economic Blueprint, including being among the first states to roll out the 5G network next year. Communications and Multimedia Minister Tan Sri Anwar Musa said this was, among others, due to the strategic location of the land of the Hornbills in the terms of geopolitics and connectivity.
Anwar Musa said priority for development planning would be given to Sarawak and Sabah due to the strategic location of Borneo Island, where he used Indonesia's decision to move its capital to Borneo as a prime example. As for connectivity, he said Sarawak's location again makes it the most strategic state, including development plans to install submarine cables passing through areas in Sarawak, which has been identified as one of the landing points. Anwar, who is on a 2-day strategic communications roadshow in Tanjung Manis and Serikay from today, said this after handing over the Malaysian Family Youth Package to about 20 recipients today.
Starting next year, the cost of performing the Hajj is expected to increase by more than 50%. The additional increase will now see the cost of performing the Hajj for Malaysians to increase to 30,000 ringgit compared to 23,000 ringgit previously. According to Deputy Minister in the Prime Minister's Department for Religious Affairs, Dato' Ahmad Marzuk Shari, this follows the 15% value-added tax or VAT introduced by the Saudi Arabian government. Ahmad Marzuk said the current cost of performing the Hajj was 23,000 ringgit, with the pilgrims only paying 9,980 ringgit, and the amount had never been increased since 2001. On the Hajj quota for Malaysia, he said the matter will be known early next year whether to maintain the existing quota of 30,000 pilgrims or to reduce it.
Mastika Jamali atau lebih dikenali sebagai pemilik MANYI'Ns Laksa telah menerima 2 anugerah iaitu Bumi Putra Business Excellence Award dan Top 100 Young CEO 2021. Bagi meraihkan kejayaan anak Sarawak ini, episod konspirasi pemilik MANYI'NS Laksa akan ditayangkan khas pada 28 November 2021 jam 9 malam hanya di TVS saluran 122 Astro dan MyTV.
Negeri Sarawak, sebuah negeri yang nyata luar biasa. Inilah misi untuk mengeksplorasi keindahan dan keunikan negeri Sarawak.
Perjalanan ke lokasi pun dah menjadi seperti sesuatu pengembaraan. Macam-macam lah yang ada. Budaya, sosial, landscape, flora, fauna dan alam semula jadi.
Jom bersama aku, Chopi dan Amir mengembara pusing Sarawak ini dalam Kemah Kita Bah.
Welcome back to TVS Nightline, and now onto some global update. The World Health Organization, WHO, on Friday classified the new COVID-19 variant known as B.1.1.529 as a variant of concern and named it as Omicron. According to officials, Omicron variant has a large number of mutations with worrying characteristics, with studies and researches underway.
Based upon the information that we have, particularly from South Africa, they have advised WHO that this variant should be classified as a variant of concern. So today we are announcing B.1.1.529 as a variant of concern named Omicron.
The B.1.1.529 variant was first reported to the WHO by South Africa on Wednesday, November 24th, and the first known confirmed B.1.1.529 infection was from a specimen collected on November 9th. Currently, the number of cases of this variant appears to be rising in almost all provinces in South Africa.
So Omicron B.1.1.529 is named as a variant of concern because it has some concerning properties. This variant has a large number of mutations, and some of these mutations have some worrying characteristics. Right now, there are many studies that are underway. There's a lot of work that is ongoing in South Africa and in other countries to better characterize the variant itself in terms of transmissibility, in terms of severity, and any impact on our countermeasures like the use of diagnostics, therapeutics, or vaccines. So far, there's little information, but those studies are underway. So we need researchers to have the time to carry those out, and WHO will inform the public and our partners and our member states as soon as we have more information.
The new variant has been detected in Botswana and among travelers in Hong Kong and Israel, featuring unusual alterations. The variant has also been confirmed in Belgium on Friday. A number of countries, including United States, Singapore, and United Kingdom, have since then closed their borders to South Africa and a few African nations over fears of the recently detected coronavirus variant.
Thank you so much for tuning in on tonight's TVS Nightline. Now, before I let you go, something to ponder upon. It is hard to fight a fight that is unfair to begin with. So what you can do is just shake it off. I'm Muhammad Yusuf. Thank you and have a very good night.